I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how they were going to do the exhibition, and walking in there was like walking into one of the games on display almost, and it felt so much like such a very clear, very you know, like directly emotional expression of the kinds of things that, you know, the makers of the games in the show were trying to do.
My name is Jens Nilsson and I work for Frictional Games, and our game is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Basically it's a horror game, but we sort of took the opposite approach to, instead of challenging the player and having the player having to repeat a lot of moments because death is very important, we decided to do quite the opposite, and we don't have any death and we don't have any sort of, it's not a very difficult game, it's more a game about exploration and just soaking in the environment. And by doing that, we think we created a more horror-intense game, because the player has a chance to really listen, and the small sounds can, for example, really create a big sensation of being scared, because he has the time to actually think about the little sounds instead of just fighting big monsters or the more traditional horror-beating things.
My name is Patrick. I made the lake. It's a turning playing card. The intention of the game was to make something with a single playing card. To make an object, you know, not like most of the games that you have here. They are like on a big screen, and you start the game, and then you experience it very similar to how you would experience a movie or something. I wanted to create more like an object that you always have with you. That's why it's for the iPhone, for a mobile platform.
It seems like a city, and small places when you go around the corners and you find another computer game, even if I'm not a gamer, but it's really nice.
I mean, it basically works like a computer game itself, the whole room, you know, the way you enter, the way you exit, and the way you can discover these games, and the way you can hide, etc., etc. So I like that very much, you know. I like the darkness of the room, and then, you know, the light that comes from the computer games.
I think the NOTGAMES Fest is a really good exhibition to make people think differently about games.
That's the thing that is very interesting about this event, is that there is another view about video games. That's what I like here. This is not especially art, it's a new concept.
In-games have the opportunity to try out new things, and not games, the idea of having games that are not necessarily competitive or challenging, or, I mean, it's a perfect fit to do that experiment.
Something like this that is a bit more open-minded, maybe a bit crazier, maybe dares to do stuff that, maybe it's not a game. Actually, that doesn't exist, like, because into other festivals you don't even get into if you're not clearly a game. But I think that could be maybe the beginning of something really great.